Good morning, students. Today's topic is microbes in sewage treatment. Yes, up to previous class we learnt about how can we prepare the alcohol, what are the microbes are involving in the preparation of the alcohol and antibiotics. In our day-to-day life in the preparation of the idli, dosa also, what type of the what type of the microbes are involving, and also here today we are going to learn about the microbes in sewage treatment. So what is sewage? Sewage is nothing but here the wastewater which we release from the household, industries, pharmaceutical companies, or else restaurants, or else airport. So whatever it may be, the wastewater which release by us, that is called as a sewage. So that wastewater we are treating with the help of the microbes. That wastewater we are treating with the help of the microbes. So what purpose we are treating? In order to get a pure water, we are treating them with the microbes. See here, what is the sewage? What is the sewage here? The waste which release by, that may be household. Household means washed cloths waste water, utensils cleaning after what we get, that waste water. So in household, whatever the waste water we are releasing, those all comes under the household waste water. Next, from the agriculture, we are using different type of the pesticides, insecticides, due to that water is contaminating or polluting. So that waste. Next, industries and etc. Okay, usually from the household, agriculture, industries, or pharmaceutical companies, restaurants, etc. is written. Why? Because in many various places we are releasing the sewage water. Then in this almost 95% of water is present. In the sewage, what is present? 95% of the water is present, and 0.1 to 0.5% what are present? Organic and inorganic materials are present. Organic and inorganic materials are present. So along with that, still what are present here? Cellulose, lignocellulose, protein, fats, etc. In that sewage, cellulose, lignocellulose, proteins, fats, etc. are present. Along with that, organic and inorganic materials also present. Debris, okay, the dust, dirt, debris also present, and dissolved ions of sodium and phosphorus. Sodium and phosphorus, dissolved ions of the sodium and phosphorus also present. Not only sodium and phosphorus, there are different inorganic ions are present. These all are present in the sewage water in the form of ions. Okay, phosphate, sodium plus, like that, in the form of a ionic form we can able to see in the dissolved water. Okay. So, now these all together what we are calling, these all together we are calling as a sewage. Okay. These all directly we are sending, what we are doing, these all are we are directly sending into water bodies like river, lakes, sea and ocean. Okay. Due to that what happens here? It leads to water pollution. It leads to water pollution. When it leads to water pollution, the people who depend on the water, usually for cooking purpose or drinking purpose, the people who depend on water, what happens? They fall ill, waterborne diseases. They may get waterborne diseases. Okay. So, in order to prevent this falling of ill or prevent the waterborne diseases, to prevent the water pollution, we are going to treat the water. That is only we are calling as a sewage treatment, sewage water treatment plant. That shortcutly we are calling as a STPS, sewage water treatment plant. To get the pure water, what treatment we are doing? Sewage water treatment plant, that shortcutly we are calling as a STP. In that in what way microbes are involving, let us see. So, now here the waste which released by the household, agriculture and industries, that is called as a sewage. In that sewage 95% of the water and 0.1 to 0.5% of the organic and inorganic materials are present. Next, in that waste only, in that sewage only, cellulose, lignocellulose, protein, fats, etc. These all are present. Then dissolved ions of the sodium and phosphorus, other inorganic metals ions also present. Then when we send directly into the water bodies like lakes, ponds, sea, ocean and river, water will be contaminated, water will be polluted. That water whenever the people use, they fall ill, then waterborne diseases will be spread. So, in order to prevent the waterborne diseases or to not contaminate the water pollution, what we are doing? We are going for a treatment of that sewage, that is only we are calling as a sewage water treatment plant. Now, let us see what is sewage water treatment plant. What are the steps are involved in this process? See, here there are 3 steps are there in STP, sewage water treatment plant. How many steps are present? There are 3 steps are present. Okay. First one is primary treatment. Second one is secondary treatment. Third one, tertiary treatment. Okay. How many steps are involved in the sewage treatment water plant? There are 3. One is primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary treatment, it is also called as a physical process. Secondary treatment, it is also called as a biological process. Then tertiary treatment, it is a chemical process. Okay. So, you need to remember in the primary treatment what is happening? Physical reaction, physical process is going on. Secondary treatment, biological process. Tertiary treatment, chemical process. Okay. Now, let us see one by one. So, first one is primary treatment, it is also called as a physical treatment. Primary treatment, it is also called as a physical treatment. Then in this process what happens, first let us see. Okay. Now, I am drawing here So, primary treatment. What do you call this one? This is the primary treatment. In this first, this is a sewage, a drainage or the sewage water. What is this? This is the drainage or sewage water. Okay. Now, this water, what we are doing? We are sending into a primary treatment plant. So, this is the primary treatment plant. Okay. It consisting of a grill bar, means iron bar it has. What does it consisting of? A iron bar it has. Okay. There are two steps are involved in the primary treatment. In the physical process or the primary treatment, how many steps are involved? Two. One is filtration, another one is sedimentation. Very, very important. What are the steps are involved in the primary treatment? One is primary treatment, another one is secondary treatment. The question may be asked, filtration and sedimentation are the part of which of the following processes? Primary, physical process or primary treatment. So, here through the water, what will be flown? Dirt, dust, sewage or small pebbles, sand, soil, along with that peels of the vegetables, fruits and tins, wrappers, covers, these all will be floated in the water. Especially some of the tins, plastic tins which can easily able to flow in the water, some of the covers, what I am going to explain, some of the covers. See, this is a sewage water, no? This will be stopped here itself. Why? Because here what is present? A grill mesh or grill bar is present. That grill bar, iron bar will not allow this plastic tins covers into this tank. Okay. So, these all will be stopped. So, due to that, what process is completed here? Filtration process is completed. I think you are understanding here. So, in primary treatment, how many sub steps are there? Filtration and sedimentation. Then filtration, due to consisting of the grill bar, iron bar, whatever the tins, plastic, cover, wrappers, these all will be stopped here itself. Then what will be sent? Only sewage water will be sent. Only sewage water will be sent. Not only sewage water, in that girt is present. Girt is nothing but that is the sand particles, small pebbles and smooth soil. Waste and smooth soil will be present in this. Where? Which treatment this is? This is the primary treatment. Okay, this is called primary treatment. So, filtration is completed here. Next, what is that? Sedimentation. So, whatever the sewage has entered into this tank, then all the pebbles and soil particles, sand particles, all will be reached to down. They settles down. They settles down. The process of settling down is called as a sedimentation. The process of settling the sewage or the dust or sand particles into the bottom of that chamber, that process is called as a sedimentation. So, now what process, how many processes are there in the primary? One is filtration process, another one is sedimentation. Filtration already completed. Now, slowly all the girt or sand particles settling down, that process is called as a sedimentation. Okay. Now, this is also sludge only, no? The waste which aggregated, gathered at the bottom of that chamber after the sedimentation, that we are calling as a primary sludge. Very, very important. That we are calling as a primary sludge. Now, this is a primary sludge. What is that? Primary sludge. Sometimes what happens, still some of the waste will be floated here and there. In the big tank, okay, in the big chamber, most of them has reached to the bottom, but some of them will be floated in the water. So that we have to bring to the bottom of that chamber. For that purpose, we are adding aluminum sulfate and iron sulfate. Either of any one we can add. So from the aluminum sulfate, aluminum, iron sulfate, iron, these two make the flokes to settle at the bottom. Okay, so due to using of this one, then what happens, any floke which is floating here and there, that all will be sediments at the bottom. That all will be sediments at the bottom. Now what has happened? Sedimentation also completed. In the primary treatment, in the physical process, there are two substeps are there. One is filtration, another one is sedimentation. Filtration, due to consisting of the grill bar, it is an iron bar, then all the tins, plastic covers will be stopped here itself. I think it is a clear, filtration is completed. Next is sedimentation. Then sewage, dirt, dust all will be entered in this chamber. Then after, most of them will be reached to the bottom. That is only we are calling as a primary sludge, or that process we are calling as a sedimentation. Sometimes here and there some flokes, some girt will be floated. That we have to bring to the bottom of that chamber. For that purpose, we are adding the two chemicals. Either of one we are adding either aluminum sulfate or ferrous sulfate. Due to that, the floating bodies, the floating particles will be reached down. Okay, now the sedimentation process is completed. Okay, in the physical process, whatever the steps are there, those two steps completed now. Then this primary sludge, what is it consisting of? It consisting of debris, sand, already I have written sand and soil particles, along with that organic, inorganic materials, organic and inorganic materials, and heterotrophs, microbes, toxic material, poisonous toxic material, these all are present. These all are present in this primary sludge. Where? In this primary sludge, these all are present. Where is the primary sludge? At the bottom, sedimented part is there, no, in that it is present. Now, it is not good to use for household work purpose, so that we cannot use this water. Okay, why? Because dissolved ions, inorganic material, toxic material, all are present, so that it is not good to suggest use daily purpose. So this has to be treated, this water has to be treated, then after we can use. Then after the primary treatment, whatever the water we got, this must not be used for different purposes. Okay, then after, what happens? This water we are sending into secondary treatment. What treatment? Secondary treatment. What is a secondary treatment? It is a biological process. I think the primary treatment is clear. Okay, nothing is there. Two process, one is filtration, another one is a sedimentation. Here filtration, here sedimentation. Okay, whatever the toxic, organic, inorganic materials are there, these will be present in a dissolved manner, so that we cannot use for further purpose. After the primary treatment, we cannot use the water for further purpose. These are toxic and dissolved manner, all ions, inorganic, organic materials are present. That is the reason why for further treatment we are sending into the biological treatment or else secondary process. Now let us see the secondary process, secondary treatment. Now primary sludge we are sending into secondary treatment. Okay, what is the second one? That is secondary treatment. Secondary treatment, what happens here? Primary sludge we are sending into aeration tank. We are sending into aeration tank. This tank only we are calling as a secondary treatment tank. Secondary treatment tank. So, this process is expensive and it is a complex process. It is a expensive and a complex process. Whatever the waste we got from the first step, that we are sending into the second chamber. First step, this is the primary treatment we learnt just now. Now, this total waste we are sending into another chamber. We are sending into another chamber. This is the secondary treatment chamber. What is that? That is a secondary treatment chamber. In this, it is a expensive and it is a complex process. What process it is a secondary treatment is what process? Biological process. It is a biological process. Now the waste, sewage, the primary sludge we are sending into in this chamber. Okay. Next, here aeration tank, vigorous, what is that? Vigorous aeration. Due to the vigorous aeration, flokes will be formed. Okay. What is floke? Fine suspended matter which consisting with along with the bacteria, along with the bacteria and fungi. These are fine colloidal. You write one more word, that is a colloidal. Fine colloidal suspender matter along with the bacteria and fungi is called as a floke. This is very, very important. What is a floke? Very, very important. What is floke? Fine colloidal suspended matter along with the bacteria and fungi is called as a floke. How it is forming? How it is forming? Whatever the primary sludge we are sending into the secondary treatment, this secondary treatment, it is a aeration tank. What is that? Aeration tank. Aeration tank means in this what happens here? Like this pipes will be present. Okay. What is that? It is a pipe. The pipe consisting of small holes. The pipe consisting of small holes. From here, vigorous air will be sent. From here, vigorous air will be sent. Due to that, small hole, no? Then here, what happens with a great pressure, air will be exerted into in this chamber. Here in this chamber, what is present? Primary sludge is present. Due to that, what happens? Whatever the organic matter, whatever the debris, solid particles, those all will be divided into small particles due to the vigorous air sending into this water. Okay. Then what is present here? Already we have learnt about the presence of organic matter. So now here there is a more organic matter is present. More organic matter is present. Okay. Then what is the condition is present? Aerobic. Why? Because we are sending air, so that aerobic bacteria grows. Aerobic bacteria grows. This aerobic bacteria acts on organic matter. That organic matter will become into the biomass. Okay. This organic matter will become into smaller and smaller. So due to that, what happens? The pollutants are decreasing. Why pollutants are decreasing? The aerobic bacteria acting, oxidizing, dissolving the organic matter. That is the reason why what happens? The organic matter which is dissolved in the water, that will be free due to the bacteria. Then the pollutant concentration will be decreased due to this bacteria. Now, for the decreasing of the pollutants, for the oxidizing of that pollutants, bacteria need, this microbe need oxygen. So, as the continuously the dissolving of the organic matter is going on, the microbe need more oxygen for its oxidation, for its dissolving, so that the oxygen demand will be increased. That oxygen demand only we are calling as a biological or biochemical oxygen demand. What is biological oxygen demand? Whenever the organic matter is more in this chamber, microbe oxidizes that organic matter and it will become into the simple manner. Due to that, pollutants will be decreased. Okay, when organic matter is dissolved, then what happens? Pollutants will be decreased. With the help of whom this process is happening? With the help of the bacteria or the microbes. That bacteria or the microbe need more amount of the oxygen. Whatever the oxygen is present in that particular atmosphere, now it has completed. Why? Because oxidation is continuously occurring. So, that bacteria, that microbe requires more oxygen. Oxygen requires more, no? So, the demand of the oxygen increases. Whenever the demand of the oxygen required by the bacteria, that process we are calling as a biological oxygen demand or biochemical oxygen demand. See, whenever organic matter is very high, the value of the BOD also very high. Do remember, this is also very important point. Many times this question is given. When organic matter increases or more present in the pollutant water, means what happens? BOD will be high. Then when BOD is high, means what you can understand here? Water pollution also high. When BOD is high, means water pollution is high. This is very important concept. What is that? In the water, organic matter is very high, BOD will be high. When BOD is high, means water pollution will be high. When BOD is less, means water pollution is less. Then indirectly what you can understand? Organic matter is very less, so that BOD value is less, so that water pollution also less. Now this water, now some amount of the organic matter is decreased, no? So here some flukes, still some flukes, already we learnt flukes means along with the bacteria and fungi, the fluffy, otherwise suspended, colloidal suspended matter will be flown in the chamber, that is only called as a flukes. These flukes still we are sending into another chamber, okay, that is called as a secondary settling chamber. This flukes only we are calling as a activated sludge. What we are calling? Activated sludge. So now from here we are sending into another chamber. So from here we are sending into another chamber. Okay. After sending into this chamber, again this water I am writing here, we are sending back, again we are sending back to the primary treatment. What purpose? Again we are sending back, because here aerobic condition is there. Whenever the aerobic condition is there, the microbes like bacteria in this aerobic condition, they grow very faster and faster. When they grow very faster, still any organic material is present, then what happens? That will be dissolved, that will be oxidized by the aerobic bacteria. How many times we send back to the secondary treatment? as long as the pollutants, organic matter we can able to see in that, so long we can send. After continuous sending back to this treatment, after some time we can able to see the water color changing. Why? Because the pollutant concentration, when it decreases, the water color will be changed. It will become into somewhat purine condition. It will become to somewhat purine condition. So that here in this process you will get one is water, another one is sludge. One is water, another one is sludge. This sludge through the fermentation, anaerobic fermentation. What is that? Through the fermentation they prepare biogas. Sludge means waste. Okay. Then biogas means methane, CO2 and hydrogen sulfide. With the help of the sludge through the anaerobic fermentation, large containers, large fermenters will be there. Through that we can able to prepare methane. This water now we can able to use for our day to day life purpose. But whereas after the primary treatment, whatever we got, we did not use that water for our day to day life. Why? Because toxic, poisonous substance, inorganic, organic, metals, ions, these all are present. But here after the secondary treatment, after the biological process, some amount of the organic matter are removed. It is free from that organic matter. That is the reason why we can able to use our day to day life purpose. Not for drinking, just usage only. Just using purpose we can able to use. Why we are calling as a biological process? Because aerobic digester, aerobic bacteria is present. So that dissolving the organic matter through the oxidation process, that is the reason we are calling as a biological process. Now this water we are sending into tertiary treatment, that is we are calling as a chemical process. That is only we are calling as a chemical process. Now let us see the first two steps once again. Primary process, primary treatment. In this two steps are present: filtration and sedimentation. Grill is present, it will be filtered, then all the waste material will be reached to bottom. That process called as sedimentation. It is clear. Second step, what happens? The primary sludge whatever we obtain, that we are sending into the secondary chamber, secondary treatment. It is also called as a biological process, most expensive. Okay. In this aeration, this is also called as the aeration tank. Vigorous air will be sent in order to remove the organic matter. Due to the aerobic conditions, the microbes like bacteria will be grown. That oxidizes the waste material, that removes the organic matter. Due to that, demand of the oxygen increases by the microbes, then BOD increases. Okay. Whenever the BOD is more, then we can able to understand there is a presence of the more pollutants in the water. This we are sending into the another settling tank, that is a second. This is a primary settling tank, that is a secondary settling tank. In that secondary settling tank, whatever you send the flux from here to there, that is called as the activated sludge. Again that activated sludge I have drawn due to the insufficient place here upside. From the downside the pipe will be connected to here. What purpose? Because here aerobic conditions are there. Aerobic bacteria will be grown here. Aerobic bacteria will be grown. This water if you send here, due to the development of the aerobic bacteria, what happens? Oxidation process will be more. Organic material, free water you will get. That is the reason why again and again you are sending into this chamber. Now after the secondary settling treatment, then you will get the two components. One is this side water, another one is a sludge. The sludge we are using for the preparation of the biogas, the water we are using for the day to day life process, cleaning purpose, agriculture purpose, washing purpose we can use. For drinking purpose if you want to use, you have to send for the tertiary treatment or chemical process. Okay, when do you use the water for day to day life purpose? After the secondary treatment only we can use for the day to day life purpose. After the primary treatment we cannot use this water. Okay. Now let us see the tertiary treatment. Here BOD is very important. You need to remember flux also important, flux and BOD. Now I am going to explain about tertiary treatment. It is also called as a chemical process. What is that? Chemical process. Still some non-biodegradable particles and heavy metals and some amount of organic matter is present in this water. In this water means after the secondary treatment what water we got, that in that water some non-biodegradable heavy metals, organic matter is present. So how can we remove? So what is the purpose of the tertiary treatment or the chemical process? In order to provide a pure water, drinking water, we are going for this process. That is the first aspect. Second one is, if you drink this water, cholera like the disease we may get. That is the reason why we have to remove such type of the materials from this water. In this process, first one, chlorination process. First I am going to explain about chlorination process. Sodium hypochlorite. What is that? Sodium hypochlorite. The chemical we are using, we are sending into the water. In this what is present? Chlorine is present. That chlorine kills disease causing microorganisms like bacteria and virus. Due to that will be prevented the disease like cholera. Okay. So this process we can get drinking water. After that one more chlorination after, even you can expose to the UV rays. This water you can expose to the UV rays. Through the UV rays, here also microbes like bacteria and virus will be killed. Okay. One more process, that is ozone gas. For this water we can even expose to the ozone gas. That ozone gas, especially it is a powerful oxidizing capacity it has, especially it removes sulfur, aluminium, okay, iron, manganese, like that metals will be removed. Okay. Through this all process we can able to get the pure water or drinking water. So what is happening in this? There are three processes: physical, biological, chemical. These all steps we are doing in order to get the drinking water only, or else use the water. For using of the water only we are doing. After the secondary treatment, that water if you send to the rivers, canals, lakes, sea, what happens? Then the pollutants level will be decreased. For that purpose we are using the microbes in the treatment of the sewage. Okay. Here, in order to overcome the problem of these all, for example, if you see every year or else every day, due to the urbanization, we are releasing much sewage into the water bodies due to the urbanization. Every day almost 7 million gallons of water we are releasing into the, we are releasing as a sewage. Okay. Due to the urbanization, the utility of the water by the human beings, a particular area, particular town, if you see the number is like that, then it has to be treated. That water has to be treated, otherwise the total water bodies will be contaminated or polluted. Then we have to establish more STPs, sewage treatment water plant, in order to get the pure water. Okay. Then the government of India in the year of 1986, January 14, it has proposed a plan in order to remove the pollutants in the Ganga river, that is called as a Ganga Action Plan. Ganga Action Plan. This was first launched by the Rajiv Gandhi. Which year? In the year of 1986. What is the plan? Ganga Action Plan. In this plan, what do they do usually? Whatever the pollutants are there, that has to be eradicated. Then even it must not be create any problem the living beings which are present in the Ganga river. Such a level or such a way they have to take the precautions to remove the pollutants in the Ganga Action Plan. So based on that, Sutlej Action Plan, Sutlej is one of the river, Gomati Action Plan, okay, like that different action plans are proposed by the government of India to remove the pollutants from the river. Still it is going on, the process going 1986, now it is a 2020, still the plants are going on, but the water is not getting purified. Why? Because such a amount of bulk amount of the pollutants we are releasing into the river. Okay. So this is about microbes in sewage treatment plant. Remaining will be seen in my tomorrow's class.